Hello everyone, welcome to my channel IU Analytics Academy. In today's video, we will learn the second level of Excel text function using Excel formulas with practical examples. So this is the data set which you are seeing here, and these are the questions which you are seeing in the screen. So according to these questions, we'll be just learning the easiest way to extract the informations. So let's go back to this question and then we'll start. So remove special characters such as parentheses, space, and hyphens from the phone number. So you can see here the data set. In the column, you can find out the phone numbers and all. So in this phone number, you can have a look that we have hyphen, extra space, and we do have the open parentheses and closing parentheses. So we'll be working on that now. So step by step, we'll be doing these things. So let's get started. So I'm just writing the column header has phone number 1. And then I'm just using here substitute function, and here I'm just using a text which is the cell, and old text is hyphen and the new text is nothing. So you got without hyphen. Now you just need to remove the open bracket and closing bracket. So phone 2, I'll be referring this cell, so substitute, and then again I'm referring this cell now, and then you are using the open parenthesis and with nothing. So this will remove the open parenthesis also. The same thing again phone 3. So I'm just doing step by step. So here for the closing parenthesis. So again, I'm using substitute formula and then closing and replace with, sorry, the text is this cell and closing parenthesis and new text is nothing. So we are replacing with nothing. So you can see here. So these three and even the main data. Now coming to the phone 4 to remove the extra space. So here again, I'm using substitute and then first cell and then space and new text is nothing. So this is how you can give the output step by step. But in case if they ask you only in one single cell, you have to do all these 4 steps. So whatever we have done now. So at that moment, you will be using all the function in one go. I'm just writing as a phone number. Now, substitute. So text is, you have to select D2. This is the main cell, which you're seeing here. From here, we'll be using hyphen to remove the old and new text is nothing. So this is the first step. Again, the same thing. Again, one more time, we'll be writing substitute. And then we'll be using here open parenthesis and nothing. And again, the same way, we'll be using substitute. And at the end, we'll be using a closing parenthesis and nothing. And at the last, we're going to use here substitute for the space. So 4 times I have used the same substitute formula. And then it will remove everything step by step. So first thing you need to understand here, whenever you're using a substitute, how many parameters you have it. You have to see that. You have 3 parameters. One is text, one is old text, and new text. Those are the main parameters which we are seeing, or you can call as a syntax. So text is nothing but you need to refer the cell from where you're extracting the data. And old text is what you want to replace from this and with a new text. If you want nothing, then you have to use 2 times double quotes like this. This is how it works. So this was the main formula. Now let's move to the next question. Extract the invoice number example 4521 from the invoice reference column. So here, as you can see, this column, E column contains the invoice reference. So after the hashtag, you can see the 4-letter contains the invoice number. So when it is all the data is in aligned in the proper numbers, position numbers like 4 and all after the hashtag, then you don't have to write the advanced level of formula. So I'm just writing here invoice, and then I'm just using mid function, and we are selecting the cell, which is E2, and then the start position from where you want to start after the hashtag. Okay, in case you can just manually write here because all are the same in the same position. So hashtag till hashtag, it's a 4 letter, and the fifth letter contains the number. So you can just write 5 and 4, close the bracket, enter. You're gonna get the answer. So this is how you can extract the invoice number. So what this formula is doing, let me explain. E2 is your invoice reference cell, and then 5 is your starting point, which is 4, and then 4 is how many characters you want to extract, starting from 4. So this is how you'll be using this formula. Now next, extract the city code from the invoice reference column. So you can see here, you have option here. Either you can use mid function or you can use even right function because the data contains in the right hand side. So you can use in the right one. So I'm just writing here invoice city, and we will be using the formula called right. And then we'll be selecting here and how many letters you needed from the right hand side, 3 letters. So you just need to give the number of characters, and this will extract the city name. Next question, count how many employees joined in each month. So this will be doing at the end, but we need to extract the month name first. So how to extract the month name, we'll just see here. Because we have in the join date text, we have month, day, and year. So we need to just extract the month. So I'm just writing the column header as month. And then we will be using a formula called text. And then we're going to select the cell. And then we'll be using 3 times M or 4 times M. So you'll get the month name over here. If you use 3 times, it will give you the short name. If you're using 4 times, then it will give you the long text month name.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.